Now, years of repression have created a host of social and economic problems inside Myanmar.
Well, many activists are calling for urgent action to help resolve a deteriorating humanitarian crisis. About 1 in every 4 households lives below the subsistence level, making Myanmar one of the poorest nations in the world. The children are the most affected. Malnutrition is rife and nearly a quarter of all deaths occur before the age of 5. Diseases also take a heavy toll on the population, with HIV, AIDS, malaria and tuberculosis endemic. International assistance trickles into Myanmar, but it's not even been enough to fulfill a World Food Programme plan to feed 1.6 million people in need. We have a special correspondent inside Myanmar.
Well, he's not being named to ensure his safety, but here is his exclusive report on some of the country's pressing problems.
The barricades have gone, the Buddhist pagodas in Yangon have reopened, traffic is flowing again. Troops still control the streets, but tension is ebbing away, replaced by a more relaxed atmosphere. Protests have stopped. For now, the generals seem to have won. But the massive underlying social and economic problems which cause this push for democracy still remain.
At least a third of children are malnourished in this country, and 132,000 children under 5 die every year because of avoidable diseases. There is a very difficult situation here for children, there's no question about that.
Children are the worst affected. Less than 50% of children will complete 5 years of education. They suffer from a range of diseases, including AIDS and tuberculosis. The malnourished are not only in the remote rural areas, but also in the larger cities like Yangon. In the slums of the former capital, the smiles belie the hardships and daily battle for survival, which goes on throughout the entire country.
Abject poverty, complete lack of access to basic social services, whether it's health facilities, whether it's water sanitation. We're talking about rural communities that in areas that are extremely remote, that are at the best of times difficult to access, whether or not we are provided with the clearances to actually go to these locations in the first place. Roads are extremely poor, travel conditions extremely hazardous, and the life that people lead in some of these places is just extraordinary.
This is a food kitchen organised by a mosque for Ramadan, but it also feeds hungry Hindus and Buddhists even after Ramadan. The World Food Programme is feeding nearly 500,000 people this year, but say they could easily double their budget and still not feed everyone in need. Myanmar was known as the rice bowl of Asia. Under the generals, agricultural productivity is falling and corruption is growing. People are hungry and health services are almost non-existent. Myanmar spends less than $3 per person per year on health and education. The World Health Organization recommends $40 per person. There are no figures for the number of unemployed, but many people exist on a wage of around $1 a day. In a country which has an abundance of natural resources, many are asking the question, why? The withdrawal of fuel subsidies may have sparked the demonstrations, but there is so much more which is fueling seething resentment by the population. The protests grab the headlines, but for how long?
There's a great deal of international attention here at the moment, and this will probably continue for a little while, but what I'm afraid of is that a month from now, the world will stop watching and will forget that the underlying causes of these demonstrations and protests are social and economic, and the international community sadly has not done nearly enough to address the humanitarian situation in this country. Aid to this country is about $3 per person per year, which puts it in, if not the lowest, in the lowest 3 countries in the world. And I just think that that's inexcusable. I think Save the Children is really outraged by what's happening to children in this country, and the international community is not doing enough.
Many countries, including the US, don't give aid to Myanmar because they say it props up a tyrannical regime. But humanitarian aid would help children like these, and then they would really have something to smile about.